What is up, everyone? You know who I am. My name, my claim to fame. I'm Jack Slater, the comic outlaw. And, it's Funko time. And we're also sort of doing a outlaw's view on certain things. That's right. I'm standing on Outlaw's Corner right now because I'm going to review something near and dear to my heart. And this is going to be a shorter one due to certain circumstances going on. But I'm going to talk to you about Back to the Future. And some of you don't know what I'm talking about. It's a great movie about time travel. It kind of set the standard as pure 80s gold. There was one trilogy when I was a kid, and it was Star Wars. But there was another trilogy, and indeed I do consider this a trilogy, one of the trilogies. Back to the Future. Yes. A story about a scientist, a man named Dr. Emmett L. Brown, that invents a time machine and sets it for 1955, which coincidentally his sidekick, Marty McFly's parents are going to a dance at this time. And he gets sent back and he gets to meet them. But he clashes with a time continuum and creates a situation where he doesn't exist. So he has to correct this before he and his brother and sister disappear. Maybe I should have said spoilers, but if you've seen this show before, and this movie's over 20 years old, I mean, goddamn, come on. But anyways, it's worth the watch. 3 different parts. Very wonderful. And you know that I'm a Funko addict. I do love Funkos. I just showed you this one that I have of Mr. Doc Brown, the inventor of the time machine, back in 1955. Right as he's doing the experiment. Now, in keeping with that theme, because Funko has released a lot of Back to the Future stuff recently. A lot. I've decided to keep with the 1955 set for very special, near and dear reasons to my heart. Of course, I got the 1955 Marty McFly. Check it out. And just so you know, check out the back. Very cool. But this was an added bonus, and this is what sold it for me. Biff Tannen. Yes. Biff is the villain in all 3 movies. And that's all I'm going to say. Just watch them if you don't know what I'm talking about. Because I don't want to spoil the whole thing. If you're some kid and you're like, oh, what the hell is this movie? Well, what is this? But check it out. This is him in 1955. So I decided to get the whole 1955 set and check it out in the back, just so you know. Da da da, da da da. And of course, these aren't bobbleheads. Which suck. They're cool. They're very cool. But, I do love the bobbleheads. That's kind of why I like the Marvel ones, because I do love me some bobbleheads. But, now, fun facts about the movie. The movie has a lot of different, scenes in it. Like, if you get the deluxe version, the one that I have, you get a lot of deleted scenes. And if you don't know who Michael J. Fox is, he's a really good actor. He was doing, a television show right around the time they were doing the first movie. Matter of fact, there was a Marty McFly before Michael J. Fox, and they shot most of the movie with him, and they decided to reshoot it with Michael J. Fox, which turns kind of spinned everything to a chaos. I like me a good chaos. Now, there's part 1, 2, and 3. Depending on who you if you've seen the movies, different people will tell you different things, and whether they like this, that, or the other. People say part 2 has its failings, but I like them all. They all make sense. And yes, if you kind of just see part 2 and you're just like, you kind of don't get it, because part 1 really does bridge, and then part 3 kind of continues into it. So it's actually worth watching. And Biff is actually kind of carried on through it. Now, the movies kind of focus on different characters. Marty, saving his parents in part one. Biff is the focus in part two, and I do believe three is kind of like the focus on Dr. Brown himself. There's changes to the DeLorean, there's changes to this and that, and after the movies ended, no one thought there was going to be a part four or anything like that. Not from any of the interviews or anything, but there was a cartoon series that carried on with Dr. Brown, a few of his sons. Very cool. I mean, like, if you're a little kid, it was all kinds of awesome. The DeLorean was actually very cool. You can still get it now. You know, if it's 100 years from now, I can't make any guarantees, fellas. But it's a very cool car to feature. It's kind of an interesting car. Very the history on it is actually pretty cool if you look it up. But I'm wasting time, aren't I? I bet you guys want me to open the toys. Now, I'm gonna save the villain for last because, like, you watch the movies, you'll get to know Marty McFly, and this is his 1955 gear. This is after he met Doc Brown in the 50s, after he was sent back in time, and da 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 da. You know, and this is the gear that he had to wear to go to high school in order to find his dad, in order to have him fall in love with his mom. And blah, blah, blah. You gotta love the Funkos. They just pop right open, don't they? And we just... yeah. Well, the Macho Man said, oh, yeah. Yeah. No stand. Check it out. Very cool. Like the detail they have. It's gonna look cool with the Dr. Brown. Marty, I have a plan. I'm not so sure about this, Doc. This is getting heavy. There's that word again. In the future, there's something wrong with the Earth's gravity. I have no idea what you're talking about. Marty, we gotta get you back to the future. Now, you just saw Marty McFly bite the dust. He has a very swelled head, doesn't he? Now, speaking of swelled heads, the villain, Biff Tannen. Biff Tannen is actually Marty McFly's father's villain, and then becomes his villain as he goes back in time. And he kind of exists through all the movies. In 3, spoilers, they go back into a whole Western thing. They meet the great-great-grandfather, who's just as much of a dick, and it's just all kinds of awesome. Let's check him out. Good old Biff. And the fun fact is, the actor that actually played him based him on a bully that used to bully him. That's kind of fun, isn't it? Because this guy's actually pretty cool guy from what I hear. And let's just... he's also in Blood In, Blood Out. You just want to check out another good movie. Man, he just slid right out, didn't he? Be like, what are you looking at, butthead? Good old Biff Tannen. Yeah, the bad guy that's after Marty McFly's mother. Yeah, he wants to stick it in and change her future. I want to be your daddy, butthead. I'm going to see to that. I'm going to kick your ass. But anyways, yes, good movie to watch. And Biff Tannen is just kind of like check it out, the quintessential villain, And as you watch the movies, it's pretty cool how he kind of hams it up and plays the character, especially in part 2 where he kind of takes over California or the city, and very awesome, very cool. I have mixed feelings because I heard there may be rumors about Christopher Lloyd wanting to do a part 4. I have mixed feelings about that. I don't know because unfortunately Michael J. Fox passed away, and I don't know if we should actually do a film without him. The original writers kind of really don't want to, So it's really one of those things, you know. Can you do a continuation like that? Hard to tell. But like with the new Ghostbusters movie, you know, I'm very hopeful on. So you never know. You never know what the cards hold. And Christopher Lloyd, of course, isn't getting any older or getting any younger, so we just gotta see what the future holds. And I'm the comic outlaw. And I'll see you in the future. Well, of course I will. That's what they said in the cartoons, anyways. But my catchphrase is I'll catch you on the flip side. Yeah.